Welcome back, my magical star beings. In today's reading, we're going to be taking a look at how does this person describe you to people they know for the person on your mind. So in question 1, we're going to take a look at how they describe you. Question 2 is what they say about you. Then question 3 is why they see you this way, plus zodiacs. So in terms of your pile selection, you can either choose your pile based off your zodiac sign or this person's zodiac sign, which is in the thumbnail, or you can pick the pile you're most drawn to. So for pile 1, we have Howlite with the 10 of Cups. For pile 2, we have Malachite with Strength. And for pile 3, we have Pyrite with the Star. Now, I'm going to give you a few seconds to pick a pile. So hopefully by now you have picked your pile. If you want to support the channel by watching the sponsored segments of the reading, then I would appreciate it. But if you want to go straight into your reading, the timestamps are in the description box below, so then I'll see you there. I'll try to be as accurate as I can, but it is a bit tricky when reading for the collective. If you want something more personal, you can always check in with the psychic for a more in-depth description. Speaking of which, I tried a clairvoyant from Psychic Source, and yes, they're sponsoring today's video. Thank you, Psychic Source. I got matched with a clairvoyant through their site, and honestly, I wasn't expecting her to be that accurate. I gave her no personal info, just asked about my future love life, and somehow she instantly picked up that I'm already in a relationship. She literally said, "Why are you asking about the future without mentioning him?" I was literally speechless, but then I remembered that's kind of what I do too. Still a shocking experience to be on the receiving end of it. She described my future partner as someone who makes me really happy, with great communication and a bond that can handle anything. But the part that really stuck with me, she said she saw my future husband giving me purple flowers. A few weeks later, nothing happened, so I kind of forgot about it. Then we saw a tattoo promo on Instagram. My boyfriend sent me his ideas so I can book, and boom, a purple flower. Not a bouquet, but I'm definitely taking that as a sign. You can chat with gifted advisors however you're most comfortable, phone, video, or even text. Setting up my account on their website was super easy, and they have this quick little quiz that helps you find a psychic based on what you're looking for, whether it's love, past lives, energy readings, whatever. It made the whole process really personal and intentional. What sets them apart is the level of care and integrity. Only 2% of their applicants actually become advisors, so you know you're speaking to someone who's truly gifted and held to high ethical standards. And they back everything up with a no risk guarantee. If you're not happy with your last paid reading, it's free. For a limited time, you can use my code Siren at psychicsource.com when checking out, or you can just click the link in my description box below at trypsychicsource.com/siren. You'll get up to 40 minutes with an advisor for just $19.80. That's up to a $240 value. You don't have to use it all in one session. You can spread those minutes out across multiple advisors to see who you truly resonate with. They also donate 1% of your purchase to charity at no extra cost to you. Oh, and yes, I do get paid for this promo, so when you sign up with Psychic Source, you're feeding a perpetually hungry, slightly dramatic psychic, that'd be me, and funding my next impulsive crystal purchase. As you can see, the channel needs some new crystals. But that's all for now. Thank you again to Psychic Source for sponsoring today's video. Pile 1, you chose the Howlite crystal and the 10 of Cups card. We're going to take a look at how does this person describe you to people they know for the person on your mind. Let's get straight into your reading. So spirit guides of pile 1, please tap me into the energy of the person on pile 1's mind. Please show me how does this person describe my pile number 1's to others. How does this person on their mind describe pile 1 to others? Well, firstly, I'm seeing that they could describe you as someone that is a great cook. So for example, I'm seeing someone like make a lot of food for themselves, their whole family, this person. So that could be coming up for some of you. And then I was seeing a baby in my mind's eye. So I'm not sure if some of you have a child with this person. Of course, if that doesn't resonate, we will get more messages. So how do they describe pile number 1 to others? We have the Emperor card. We have the Two of Cups reverse. And we have the Page of Pentacles with the Wheel of Fortune reverse. So for some of you, this could be like someone you've separated from with the Two of Cups reverse that you maybe have a child with. If that's not the case, then we'll still read other energies that come up, but that could be coming up here for some. For some of you, I could be picking up on a man's energy with the Emperor being the first card, but that doesn't have to resonate with everybody. So they describe you as somebody that's nurturing, that cares about everybody else around you, and sometimes you put yourself last because of that. I'm specifically feeling this energy of like a foot pain in your reading. So maybe you stand a lot on your feet, or you're just working a lot, that at the end of the day, maybe you have like aches and pains. Maybe this person has spoke about like wanting to help you by, giving you a massage here and there, or, taking you for a spa day so that you can treat yourself. I think this person is saying that they want you to like spoil yourself more, treat yourself more, and kind of just remember that you have needs too, that you don't have to always be taking care of everybody else around you. I'm seeing an acts of service love language too. And I'm seeing somebody that's very mature, almost like in this caretaker energy, regardless of if it's like taking care of a kid, or, taking care of your parents, or maybe you grew up in a situation where you had to take care of your siblings, where you're maybe like the oldest sibling. I see that kind of energy for some of you. They could talk about what you do for work or what you're studying at the moment, and they could talk a little bit about that, saying how proud they are of you for what you're doing at the moment. There's something about you always wanting to gain more knowledge on whatever it is you're doing, whether it's in your career or in your studies. You're always just looking for more information, even outside work, even outside studies. I think there's also this naivety in the way they describe you, because I think you've trusted certain people in your life, and I see them kind of like effing you over, and I see this person almost being protective over you, wanting to show you who is trustworthy in your life and who's not. I think this type of person could be the type of person where they go and tell you, oh, don't trust this person, and then maybe you don't listen to them, and then you see that that person isn't trustworthy. So there's something about that. There's something about them wishing you would take their advice or listen to their advice on who to trust, who not to trust. There's also something about you knowing how to get things done, like many things in one day. You're kind of just described as very productive in some way, but also very nurturing. And they say that you have your shit together. They don't know how you do it all, but you do. You have more of this, capability to handle a lot at once, and they're amazed and wowed by that. Things haven't exactly gone your way in your life, but you make the most of it. And I'm hearing you don't settle for less than you deserve. There's a pureness in your heart and innocence in you. I'm almost seeing like Snow White's energy. So some of you could look like Snow White, or could have like a vibe like her, or could kind of like have a vibe like one of the Disney princesses. If you don't resonate with that, that's okay. And if you're mad, then I guess that could be like a Disney prince. I don't know. So we have the Ace of Pentacles showing up next. I'm hearing fear of change. Like you like things the same. You like stability. You like routine. You like knowing what's going to happen next. Maybe some of you hate surprises, or you don't like not knowing what's going to happen next. If that makes sense, you like to have like, not necessarily a certain amount of control, but a certain idea of what's going on before it happens. So let's say you're going to a party, for example. You want to know the whole plan. You want to know who's going. You want to know what time you're going, what time you're leaving, what dress code it is. Like you don't want to have like no information where you just don't want to go with the flow. You want to have a plan. You want to know what's happening. And that's the vibe I'm picking up on. Like something about like, I don't want to go with the flow. Tell me the plan. This person could describe you as someone that has a full heart, someone that always pours into others, like I said before, but sometimes you forget to pour in yourself. And I think this pile has a lot of responsibility that sometimes you do so much and then it's almost like you become, I don't know if this is true, but this is how this person is describing it. It's almost like you become passive aggressive, saying that nobody's like helping you, but maybe when people offer to help, you don't allow them to. So there's that kind of energy of like you always doing things for other people, but then becoming like passive aggressive or resentful when they're not helping you or when they're not like picking up their weight, which is understandable. But I think that they're kind of describing you in the sense of becoming resentful, but not wanting them to help you, which I don't know if it's true. Let me know how this resonates for you so far in the comments below. They could also describe you as someone with not much of an ego. You're very humble in some way, and sometimes you won't even like accept compliments or gifts, and you're kind of just like self-sufficient in a way, independent. You're making your way towards opportunities and success, but maybe you haven't completely found that yet, but you have a vision, and that's what they're saying about you. A lot of you in this pile could have dark hair. They could describe your look with dark hair. They could say that you have very nice eyebrows. They could say that you have very nice cheekbones as well. I'm seeing somebody that's tall in this pile. And something about having a very nice body. You're also a great listener and planner, and you listen to and remember little things about people and often show them like some kind of, I want to say, thoughtfulness in the things you do for them by listening and remembering little things. And you often like reassure other people. Maybe you're this like very expressive person as well. Like you're comfortable with expressing what you truly feel to those you love. But you can also be stressed out at times or high strung, like getting stressed out easily by little things. That is how they're describing you. So let's remove these cards and take a look at the next question. So for some reason, I'm also seeing Sandy from SpongeBob. Maybe some of you could kind of like have traits that are similar to her, kind of character, personality. I don't really remember what she was like because I haven't watched SpongeBob in a while. Okay, so what are they saying about pile 1? We have the 6 of Pentacles. We have the 3 of Cups. They're saying that they're trying to give you patience and grace. Like when you are stressed out, they're trying to like maybe help you or reassure you. Or kind of like spoil you in a way, like remind you to rest, remind you to take care of yourself. Again, they're talking about what you do for work. They're talking, or studies. They're talking about like how giving you are and how you just seem to be this generous person and you give to everybody. That's what they're talking about. Especially when it comes to friendships too, with the 3 of Cups. Like your friends mean everything to you and you're ride or die to them, like loyal to them. You're also described and spoken about in a way that you could be perfectionistic, but also supportive at the same time. A little bit judgmental in the sense of, let's say you hear somebody making a decision that you wouldn't necessarily make. In your head, you're maybe like judging them a little bit, but you're being supportive with your words. Not showing that judgment or being rude, but kind of just trying to show support. They could also describe and talk about you in the sense of, if you guys have broken up or there has been like some kind of separation here, whether it's a friendship breakup, romantic breakup. There's something about them talking about how it's hard to move on from you, how there may still be feelings there or they may still miss you. They talk about the disappointments, the sadness that accompanies this breakup or friendship breakup. And they're talking about how sad they are not having you in their life anymore or not seeing you as much anymore. If that doesn't resonate, then this could be about you possibly going through some kind of ending where you're struggling to let go of it and maybe you're feeling some kind of sadness about that. Where you're not able to accept the ending. They talk about you as if you are this great decision maker and you take into consideration all kind of like options, where that would lead you, the pros and cons of it all. They call you somebody that's very intelligent, smart, well spoken, but you also make good decisions for yourself and your life, not decisions that are destructive or impulsive in nature. And somehow you always see what other people need or want and give it to them without them even asking. It's like you just sense what they need and want. So the Eight of Pentacles, and it's like when you really love somebody, you know them like the back of your hand. You're very observant when it comes to people you love. Where like if they just need something, you already know it. If they're just sad, you already know it without them even telling you. So we have the Eight of Pentacles, King of Swords reverse, Ten of Wands, and Five of Pentacles reverse. So this person may have told a lie about you. I'm going to try channel what this is about. Okay, they said you did something you didn't do. It almost feels like they accused you of doing something you didn't do. Now, I'm trying to like see in my head if this person like knows that you didn't do this or if they're just suspecting you of doing this thing and accusing you of it. I'm not really seeing what it is completely because it could be different for all of you, but that's the energy I see so far. I'm getting that they know you didn't do it, but they're still accusing you of something here, which is a little bit strange to me. But they're also saying you stay true to your own heart and you won't do anything against your own morals or against your own standards, even if another person wants you to do that. Even if it may seem beneficial to you in the moment, you're not going to go against your own morals. They also describe you as someone that, yes, is giving and yes, puts in a lot of effort. But once you see that somebody isn't like pouring into your cup the same way you are with them, it heavily disappoints you. Maybe you give them a few chances, you try to communicate what you need and want. But if they're not like reciprocating that energy, you leave and you know your worth in some way. What they're also saying about you is that you almost gave up on something, but you decided to stay strong and continue going, even though there's challenges in whatever this area of life is that you almost gave up on, whether it was a career move, a project, a relationship. It seems like you want more stability in your life, but it's almost like there's so many challenges present with the Ten of Wands, but you're just trying to not give up. You're trying to, have hope and continue working hard towards whatever it is without getting demotivated by maybe a lack of results or immediate results. They may also talk about a pain point that you have, like something you went through that you're healing from. They may not go into detail about it, but they may speak about like something you're currently healing from. So we have the Page of Pentacles, we have the Ten of Pentacles, we have the Five of Swords. I got too many cards, so I'm not going to take all of them, but I'll take the front ones. Five of Swords reverse and the Sun. So they do describe you as like this person that is happy for others. You're not like jealous when it comes to other people's wins. Like they could tell you something they accomplished and you're not going to be jealous or envious. You're genuinely going to celebrate them. That's what they're saying about you. They're also saying that you worry a lot about other people's well-being. And that's probably your way of showing love. Like maybe you're not the most lovey-dovey in the sense like You are expressive with your emotions to people you love, but maybe not like so lovey-dovey all the time. There's just something about you still showing care through like worrying about people, through doing little things for them. I keep seeing this energy of like them talking about your plans and what you're doing towards the future, like what you're working towards right now, your goals. And I keep seeing something about them lying about you, saying something that's not necessarily true. And I think you may have like intuitively picked up on this, but almost like was in denial about it. I don't think this person is like always truthful at all times. But I don't know if that's like a personality trait I'm picking up on of theirs or what, but I pick up that sometimes they lie. Not just about you, but just in general. This person may talk about your family as well. Maybe they're trying to like get closer to your family members or get to know certain family members. But they're also talking about like how you would never like go behind a person's back or talk shit about them or like, F them over in any way. They say that you're genuine and you're trying to find your joy again after like feeling like it's been taken away from you. I keep seeing them say like they're proud of you, you're doing amazing right now. Like when people ask like how you're doing, people that know of you, they're always like, "Oh, they're doing amazing right now. Like I'm so proud of them." So that is all I'm getting for that part of the reading. Now, why do they see pile number 1 this way in the way they've described and the way they've spoken about pile 1? Why do they see pile 1 this way? Why do they speak about pile 1 this way? So Queen of Swords, Four of Cups reverse, the Ten of Swords, and Seven of Swords. So, with the lies about you and with the like accusing you of doing something you didn't do, it's coming from malicious intent with the Seven of Swords. I'm going to try tap into like the exact reason why this malicious intent is here so I can explain it more to you. But yeah, the Ten of Swords and Seven of Swords can represent like a sneaky energy, a betrayal energy. So this person is very vengeful. When they ask for something or want something, there is a little bit of entitlement there. And when they don't get it, it's almost like they become vengeful. They become like resentful. They become angry. So maybe you set a boundary with this person. Maybe you said no to doing something, even though you've already done so much for them. I mean, they wouldn't call you generous if you didn't do that for them or if they didn't see you doing that for others. And so there's like this resentment here of I almost like want to say this about you because I'm angry about you saying no to me or you not giving me something. I think this person knows the extent to go to when they're speaking about you. They know when to stop. So it's almost like they'll speak about you. They'll maybe say certain things that are true. And then when they're maybe like lying about you or saying something negative about you, they know when to stop. They know not to go too far because maybe you could find out or there could be like some backlash from it. Like if somebody knows of you and knows what they're saying isn't like completely true, maybe they mix a little bit of truth with lies. There's that kind of energy of them kind of like knowing when to stop and knowing like where to continue. Maybe even being observant of other people's reactions. I also get this energy of like them trying to put themselves in the victim's shoes. So I don't get that this person completely dislikes you because there was some positive talk about you, but that's what I'm getting in terms of them lying about you. Now, the rest of the energies here, they speak about you this way because they feel like they met you at the right time. They feel like you kind of just came into their life for a reason. They also enjoy communication with you, and there's something about them feeling like they could never grow bored of you, ever. They also enjoy the kind of love you show them or give them, or the support you show them and the support you show others. Next, we have the Five of Cups. We have the Page of Swords reverse. So why they also speak about you this way sometimes is because other people are very nosy. Other people ask a lot of questions. So maybe some of the things they say about you or describe you as are not because they genuinely want to say it, but because others are nosy and keep prying and keep asking questions. And so they have to like keep talking. But some things make them uncomfortable where they don't want to answer the question because they feel a little bit disappointed in the circumstance. So, say for example, we spoke about a breakup situation. Let's say you and this person did break up, and maybe you broke up with them, and someone asks, like, who broke up with who? And then they don't want to answer the question because they don't want to be embarrassed, and they still feel sad about maybe the fact that you broke up with them. That's an example of the energy. It doesn't have to resonate like that completely, but there's almost like this energy of someone being nosy, but I don't want to answer the question because it could potentially embarrass me. So if we read between the lines, there are certain things they're not saying because they don't want to embarrass themselves. And because they don't want to show their sadness or pain attached to the situation that's being spoken about in a nosy way. And I think these could be friends of theirs, people they're closer to. People that maybe aren't so observant of them but are close to them. There could also be lust present here with the devil at the back of the deck for some of you, not all, if this is romantic. If it's not romantic, like I said, there could be like some toxic energy showing up of like, how I said before, almost wanting to lie about you. But I think they've also observed you a lot and appreciate the sentimental energy between the two of you, the good memories you've had together. They've sort of just watched you, observed you for a while, and appreciate the support you give and how you're just always there for other people. They also feel sad when they talk about like how certain people have maybe effed you over where you were naive to it or blind to it, where you wanted to like trust them. And they feel sad about that because like they want you to have good relationships in your life, but maybe they know that some people don't have your back. But do you know what I'm feeling from the energy? If I'm going to be totally honest, because the messages came through like with both negative and positive messages, and I feel like there's a duality of both. But I feel like what Spirit is saying me is snake recognizes snake. Because this person has not been entirely loyal to you behind your back in terms of saying lies about you, it's kind of like this feeling of them kind of being a little bit snake-like at times and recognizing the snake in other people. Kind of like a liar knows how to spot another liar, that kind of energy. But I do also think some of their feelings have changed towards you over time. For some time, it was like hard for their feelings to change towards you. But I think after some time, it's become a lot more lighter. I don't think there's as much resentment as there was before, especially if you and this person had like some kind of falling out where there were both good memories and bad memories. I think over time their heart has softened towards you where the talk has become a lot more positive than before. But I think this person is also serious about what they're saying about you with the Fool reverse. Like whatever they're saying, it's not coming through as a joke. It's not coming through as like, oh, like banter, whatever. It's like they're completely serious when they're saying these things. They're also talking about you this way because they kind of like want to see change in certain behaviors of yours, like with you constantly taking care of others but not taking care of yourself, for example. And maybe they do like genuinely want to see you succeed and get to a better place, maybe like financially or security wise, stability wise. So that is why they're talking about you the way they do. That is all I'm seeing here. I'm also seeing like a little bit of impulsivity with certain things they say. Now let's take a look at what zodiacs and initials we can get. I'm intending to get this person's zodiacs, but if I get yours, that's just extra confirmation for you. There's also something about them saying you smell really good at all times. And like there's something about you being very clean and hygienic. And like they can never catch you looking bad, even on a bad day, even if you've worked all day and you've been stressing out, and like they'll never catch you looking bad. Even when you're like just in your pajamas, or like maybe you're stressed out or whatever, like you somehow just still look good at all times. So let's see what we get here. I'm just gonna see if I have enough zodiacs, because sometimes I get like mostly houses and not enough zodiacs, so I'll check here. I also hear something about the ego being present. And I feel heartbreak in my heart chakra. I'm trying to see what this is about. Well, I am seeing Aries energy in my mind's eye. I'm seeing travel. Oh, okay, I'm getting it now. So it's almost like this person deflects their own feelings of heartbreak by going into the ego energy. So, for example, how I spoke about them maybe like saying a lie about you, or not answering certain questions to protect their own ego. That could be the energy that's present here. So we have Pisces showing up first. We have Saturn with restriction, limitation, lessons, which is associated with Aquarius and Cap. We have Leo. I hear them calling you posh and perfect. Aries confirmation. I just heard posh and perfect. Then we have Mars energy, which relates to Aries and Scorpio, and it also relates to conflict and sexual energies. So some of you could have had a sexual connection with this person. I'm hearing you always make people feel welcome. That's what they're saying about you. We also have the 8th house here with merging sex, intimacy, shared finances, secrets. This is associated with Scorpio energy as well. We have Virgo, and I'm hearing that this person could kind of be cowardly in some way. Like with certain things they want to say about you, they're kind of like cowardly to say it. And lastly, we have Mercury with communication, thought process, intellect, which is also linked to Virgo and Gemini. So with Saturn next to Pisces, because of the difficulties you've gone through together, this person could almost be a little bit delulu when they speak about you. Like, it's almost like they put more emphasis on your relationship than what's already there. Because even as I go further into the energies, I keep seeing like you and this person have some kind of like great conflict or fight. And if you never broke up or had a friendship breakup, then it could possibly be that your relationship was kind of like tainted by certain fights you had, where this person almost like puts more meaning into your relationship than you do, if that makes sense. And they're almost a little bit like not getting certain things that you told them. Like, let's say you had conflicts about certain things, they're not getting like your full point of view, they're only seeing their own. And they're possibly also looking at things in a very like rose-colored glasses type of view instead of looking at things realistically. And I think that could kind of like contribute to maybe the way they're speaking about you. They are very careful about what they say. They think about what they say, but some things are coming out impulsively. But I think that they strategically talk about you in some way. And they try to almost think about what they're going to say before they say it, like intensely. Now, with Mars in 8th house, there could have been fights about intimacy, sex, shared finances, or fights you had that they later like revealed some of your secrets, which is not the best energy, but I'm seeing it. So I would be careful about telling this person your secrets. Pile 1, I think this person cares about you, but I think they can also be very petty. Like when they're mad, they go and say things maybe they shouldn't say. So it's kind of like that duality energy of sometimes they speak about you positively, but sometimes It's also very negative, like when they're in a bad mood or when they're angry at you or when you just had a fight. So we have S, M, we have Z, we have A, we have F, K. Oh, how did this get here? Join my membership. We also have I. I'm seeing the name Kai here. We have U. We have Q. And we have N. So that is all I have for you, pile number 1. I really hope this reading resonated with you. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. I appreciate all your comments you leave. I see all your comments you leave. So yeah, let me know how this resonated with you down in the comments below. I'm just interested to hear what your situation's like. So yeah, can't wait to see you next time. Thank you for watching. Bye. Pile 2, you chose the Malachite crystal and the strength card. We're going to take a look at how this person on your mind describes you to people they know. So let's get straight into your reading. Spirit guides of pile number 2. Please tap me into the energy of the person on pile 2's mind. How do they describe my pile 2 to people they know? How do they describe pile 2 to people they know? We have the Page of Swords. I'm hearing that song Mystery Women. I can't remember who sings it. Queen of Cups reverse. So they could describe you as someone that's mysterious regardless of gender, even if you're a man watching. King of Wands reverse. Sometimes they feel like they can't figure you out. Maybe this is someone you don't know quite well. Or maybe this is someone you do know well, but they're always like trying to figure you out, trying to observe you, feeling like even as they have like more information on you, it's not enough. Like they want to continuously like observe you and kind of study you. I don't think this is in a malicious way, but it's more in a way of curiosity, wanting to understand you and pick your brain in some way. And sometimes when they speak about you, they're a little bit unsure, like, you know, is pile 2 like this or like this? They don't want to like say something they're unsure of to like misrepresent you in some way. So I'd say this person's very thoughtful in the sense of the way they speak about you. They don't want to like accidentally say something wrong to like almost misrepresent you in a way where maybe they think you're one way, but you're actually not like that, and you actually don't want to be represented like that, so they're careful about what they say. So they describe you as somebody that is very strong, resilient. You've maybe had some kind of like tough exterior about you because of maybe things you've went through in the past. They don't talk about the things you've been through, but they maybe just say that you're strong, you've been through a lot, and you still survived it all, and you're still carrying it all. This could also be some kind of strength physically, like, oh, they carried me, how did they do that? Or, oh, they carried this amount of weight, or, oh, they're very fit. That could be the case too. They call you somebody that is kind of detached in a way, kind of nonchalant, not overly emotional. There could also be like a high eyebrow arch. You could also have like a prominent cupid's bow. Like a kind of sharp cupid's bow. Maybe they say certain things about your facial features that they like for example, the eyebrows, the lips. I'm also seeing something about like your skin tone, the color of your eyes, and your eyes in general, maybe your lashes too. They just call you very beautiful physically, or very handsome physically. They say that you eat healthy, you take care of yourself. They also call you a romantic person because I'm seeing two doves kiss, like two white doves. And doves kind of to me represent like a forever type of love. It's like very romantic feeling. So they could describe you as somebody that is kind of like a lover girl, lover boy. You're very romantic and You want like a monogamous relationship. You want somebody that's going to like be in your life forever, or at least something like very serious, committed. They also say that you go from 0 to 100 really fast. You may be hot-headed in a way, fast and quick to react to certain things. They may also describe you as somebody that's intelligent, focused on the things you want to accomplish. And you could like to receive gifts from people. I'm seeing like somebody open up a luxury gift, but it doesn't have to be luxury. You also have an infectious energy about you where, let's say you give somebody a hug, you almost like make them feel like they start feeling like this lovey-dovey feeling. It's kind of like infectious. Or let's say you laugh, it's kind of infectious and everybody else starts laughing. They could describe you as somebody that's humorous, somebody that has a good sense of humor, somebody that's like always laughing, always like playful, never taking life too seriously, but you also know when to be kind of like focused on the things that are important. So we have the 5 of Wands, 6 of Swords, 8 of Swords. I'm also seeing some kind of creative medium. So they could describe you as creative. So yeah, 8 of Swords, 5 of Cups, and we have the 7 of Cups. I keep hearing the word nonchalant for you guys. They describe you as somebody that's respectful, somebody that's well balanced. Maybe you didn't always used to be like detached, nonchalant, numb in a way. Maybe you used to be the opposite, but after like going through certain things in life, you kind of became more detached and numb, unable to like connect to your feelings because of maybe disappointment. They suspect that underneath that hard shell is a lot of disappointment, sadness that maybe you haven't processed. They don't say that, but they think that. Because they don't want to cross the line by saying something like that about you. But I feel like this person does tend to psychoanalyze you, not for malicious reasons, but for reasons of like trying to understand you, trying to be there for you in some way. They say that you're a complex person with many different layers to you, and even if one tries to understand you, there's like many different layers to understand. You're possibly someone with many different goals, many different hobbies, many different things you want to accomplish. And sometimes you may feel scattered as you try to focus on all of that at once. I am also getting this energy of somebody that can sometimes overthink a lot. And that overthinking may lead to frustration, but also the feeling of stuckness may lead to frustration with life and with others. I just heard the word glow up and fancy, but there's also something about like you working to the point of tiredness or fatigue. Like I see someone pulling an all-nighter to complete all their work. But once they're done, they're kind of like free. They don't have to think about it. Yes, they're tired, but they're so glad they finished it. So I'm seeing like somebody finish all the papers and then they look so tired, but then they're happy that they're done with all they have to do. They call you dedicated. They say that nothing's really holding you back except yourself and your own mind and your own doubts about yourself. And there's no reason to doubt yourself. There's also something about you looking good from head to toe. Like this person thinks you almost look flawless in a way physically. They also say that you're confrontational, but you haven't always been that way. In fact, you used to be very anxious about confronting certain situations, but now you've become a lot more confrontational in your power. Sometimes you can be distant and flighty, but you mean well. So they're saying that sometimes maybe you will take long to respond to something, but they know not to take it personally. Maybe you're just busy in that moment. They also describe you as somebody that lives for the moment, lives for the experiences. Like, I see somebody that almost has this energetic, lively nature about them. Lots of fun to be around. They make the most of every moment in their life. They're just like, again, so fun to be around. That's what I see here. A lot of you could be asking about a friend, but that doesn't have to be. And they may call you kind of shy at times, especially like in front of strangers. That is all I'm getting there. So let's take a look at the next question. I'm also getting the energy of somebody that's free-spirited. I'm also seeing them describe you as cute, but volatile is just what I heard now. So what do they say about pile number 2 when they are describing pile 2? Like, what do they say about pile 2? What are they saying? So we have the 5 of Swords reverse. They're saying that sometimes they don't want to catch you in a bad mood because you can kind of be snappy. So 5 of Swords reverse, Ace of Swords reverse, Page of Swords, the Fool. They're also saying that sometimes they try to like observe you, but you almost like confuse them, because sometimes like in one situation you would act a certain way, but sometimes in another situation you would act completely differently. Like maybe a similar situation, but you act differently in both situations. So sometimes like you confuse them. They don't know like what to make of that behavior. Like they don't know what to call you in that situation, or how to describe you. It's kind of like they maybe say that you're a very nuanced person, and in different situations you would react differently depending on what's happening and what's going on behind the scenes. And sometimes maybe you have like a contradictory nature about yourself, is what they say about you. And depending on the person, like different people get like a different vibe from you. So maybe they could talk about you in one way, but maybe another person could observe you in a completely different way. Maybe you're somebody that kind of mirrors people's energy back to them, or maybe you kind of just, it's like different people bring out a different version of you. I heard them saying that you're a classy person, that you're always amazed and excited by like little things, and that is so cute. They're saying that you're getting outside of your comfort zone and trying new things, like trying new hobbies, maybe trying a new fashion style, whatever it is. You're just getting outside of your comfort zone, maybe trying to talk to strangers or do something you would have never done before. They're also saying that you're private, you mind your own business, you keep to yourself, you don't really bother anybody unless that person's bothering you. And you like organization and for things to be in its place. You can deal with chaos, but you don't like it that much. You may also hate people, well, not hate, but like very much dislike disloyalty, people that aren't, having great values. You don't like to be around liars, people like that. They also say that you make a big deal out of small things. I don't know why that's coming through, but it is. I keep hearing them call you stunning. There's some kind of like praise of the physical features constantly. And other people praising it too, like the people they talk to. I see them maybe like showing pictures of you to people. 7 of Cups. They're saying that you're well accomplished and that you're focused on your goals, but sometimes your insecurities get the better of you and sometimes you doubt yourself, but that you should stop doing that because you're doing perfectly fine. There's something also about you exceeding their expectations a lot of the time. We have Death. And sometimes you don't like to be in situations with people where they're almost giving you like an underwhelming response or conversation. Maybe you're somebody that likes to be mentally stimulated. Or you like people that can almost like catch up with you, match your vibe, keep up with you, I mean, not catch up with you. But yeah, maybe you do like to catch up with this person or other people. Or maybe you've planned like some kind of catch up session, because I said that accidentally. They also say that you're very comfortable with your sexuality, but you keep it for those you're closest to. Maybe you don't like. So for example, I'm seeing like maybe you can speak to your friends about maybe your sexual experiences, but you won't like speak to a stranger about it. Like there's still some kind of like reserved energy there, but still a comfortability with your sexuality. The Queen of Wands reverse can be them kind of describing you as somebody that is sometimes insecure, sometimes doubtful of yourself. But with the devil next to it, it could be because of other people, like maybe being overly critical of you, being really mean to you, telling you things that are not true. But with the death card next to it, maybe you're trying to change that about yourself and transform the way you see yourself. Maybe you're on this like path of trying to find your own self-worth, trying to see yourself from this different perspective, from a healthier perspective, from a more confident approach. Maybe you're trying to like gain more confidence in yourself. They're saying that they're not quite getting what they want here. They want you to show more of your emotional side to them. They want you to not be as detached with them. They thought by now you would kind of like open up to them more, but you haven't. So it has kind of disappointed them, not gonna lie. They're saying that you're unpredictable as well in a good way. Like nobody can ever know like what you're gonna do next. Even the people closest to you, because again, like there's that unpredictable nature where it's like even if a person tries to read you or figure you out, it's very hard to. We have the Three of Wands. There's something about you doing the things you say you're going to do, not just talking about it and thinking about it, but doing it anyways. Some of you may even keep private about your plans and your goals until you accomplish it. So we have the Three of Wands, the Ten of Swords reverse, Five of Cups, King of Wands reverse. Okay, so this person is saying that they feel kind of stuck, honestly. And this seems to be talking to somebody they're close to because of the fact that they're kind of disappointed. They feel like you guys would have taken it further in some way, shape, or form. Let's say this is romantic. They feel like you guys would have maybe like moved to a further level by now. Or let's say this is a friendship connection. Maybe they think you would have shown them like more by now, like more emotion. Maybe you would have shared more things with each other, like secrets and stuff like that. Or maybe you would see each other a lot more. I don't know. There's just something about like a disappointment here of like, I expected us to be further in our connection than we are right now. And this person doesn't want to let you go. And I don't think that they're speaking negatively about you. In fact, they never speak negatively, like talking shit about you. Maybe they say certain things that are what they think is the truth, because I don't know if these things are truthful. But I don't see malicious intentions when they speak about you. I think they're just pouring out their heart and telling it from their honest perspective of what they've seen of you. Even if you don't agree with like certain things I've said here, this is just how they're perceiving you. So keep that in mind. I don't think they're being malicious in any way when they say this. I think they're just disappointed because maybe they expected you to show more emotion to them or to kind of go further with them than you are right now. There's something about keeping your friendship group small and almost feeling the need to not let everybody around you. Like, there's only time for quality people in your life, like people that are actually offering value and substance in your life. They may also be talking about how they're afraid of things falling apart in your connection. Sometimes they're afraid of like doing something to upset you or disappoint you. Especially like when you go quiet, sometimes they wonder like, are you mad at me? Have I disappointed you? But then maybe you respond and they realize like, oh, I shouldn't have taken it personally. So there's something about that that's going on there. So now let's take a look at the last question, because that's all I'm seeing there. Why do they speak about pile number 2 this way? Why do they speak about pile 2 this way when they're describing pile 2? So we have the Six of Wands reverse. It's coming from a place of humbleness, trying to genuinely like understand you again. The Hangman reverse. These are things they've observed about you after some time, like after years or months. They haven't just like spoken about you and said something after seeing it one time. You know what I mean? The Empress reverse makes me think that Queen of Swords. The Empress reverse makes me think that sometimes this person unknowingly projects their own insecurities, not realizing it. So, for example, let's say how I said before, they are afraid of you being mad at them, and then maybe you took long to respond. Maybe you responded 2 days later, and you weren't mad at them, but maybe you were just busy. So that could be an example of the energy where sometimes this person unknowingly projects their own insecurities, their own kind of like fears onto the conversation without realizing it. It's an unconscious thing. It's not conscious. It's not planned. Queen of Swords makes me think that this person wants to just tell the truth about you, not spread any lies about you. Like, be completely like unbiased in their point of view. Because I feel like this is the type of person that values truth and honesty, where they don't want to like be biased in their approach. Even if they like a person, they kind of like want to describe the person fully as they are. We have the Five of Cups. Some of the things they said were because they were disappointed. Like, for example, how I said they want to be closer to you, or they would expect that you would have been further by now in this connection, but you're not. The Four of Swords reverse is about them starting to become restless and almost like wonder when that's going to happen, when that shift or change is going to happen, like when you're going to show more emotion or whatever it is. That's kind of what's coming through, because the Hangman reverse is about them like waiting for a long time from you for something, whether that's like more seriousness in your connection, if this is romantic, taking it to the next level. For others of you, this could be like maybe your friends and they thought like you would see each other more often by now or whatever. There's something about that. The Devil, the Seven of Cups. So they can see that you kind of like put a lot of your desire into your goals. And they talk about that a lot because they admire it. I don't know why, but like the way I'm reading this Devil card is kind of like an obsession with your goals, with the Devil next to the Seven of Cups. Maybe they're also obsessed with their own goals, so they feel like they relate to you on some level there. That's how I'm reading this energy. Okay, why do they speak about pile number 2 this way? King of Swords reverse. Lovers. Eight of Swords, Six of Swords. So some of the things they say are because they genuinely love you, because they genuinely admire you, but they also feel like they feel a little bit stuck, feel a little bit anxious because maybe they want things to change or progress. I keep seeing that energy. Again, I feel like when this person talks about you, they almost like try to detach from their own emotions and just speak about things factually in a way, without any emotion or without any bias. And even when they're listing kind of like flawed traits of yours, it's coming through in a way of like, I support their rights and wrongs, if that makes sense. So let's take a look at zodiacs and initials now. So I'm intending to pull their zodiacs and initials, but if I do pull yours, that's just more confirmation that this is your pile. Okay, so show me some zodiacs, please, Spirit. So the first sign we have here is Sagittarius. Then we have Scorpio. Then we have Pisces and Libra. We also have the 5th house, which is associated with Leo and fun. We have Chiron with the wounded healer. We have Mercury, which is the planet of communication, linked to Virgo and Gemini. And we have the Sun, which is linked to Leo energy with ego, identity, self-expression. Oh, how did this get here? We have join my membership. So I could be picking up on somebody that has a wounded inner child with the 5th house next to Chiron. I could be picking up on somebody that also just loves to talk, be the center of attention, kind of just loves to interact and self-express in some way. We could be talking about somebody that's deep, somebody that loves fashion, aesthetics, beauty, but is also very fun at the same time. So we have V, we have S. I heard Tokyo now. Someone here could be from there. N, or could like that place. Q, I. I also heard dinner party now. A, K, C, M, I, A, Y, and M. So I do hope this reading resonated with you. Here's where I'm going to leave your reading. So yeah, please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Let me know how this resonated for you down in the comments below. I'm just interested to hear like about the situation, what like stood out to you the most. So yeah, thank you for watching and I can't wait to see you next time. Pile 3, you chose the Pyrite crystal and the star card. So we're going to take a look at how does this person, the person on your mind, describe you to people they know. So let's get straight into your reading. For some reason, I'm hearing that song, Making My Way Downtown. I don't know why. As soon as I like got to your pile, I started hearing that song. Maybe it's significant. Maybe the lyrics mean something. Like maybe this person describes you like with the lyrics vibes and the songs vibes, if that makes sense. Like if you analyze the song and the vibe of it, maybe there's some kind of like description there of you. So spirit guides of pile number 1. How does this person on their mind describe them to people they know? How does this person on their mind describe them to people they know? So we have the 7 of Wands. We have the 2 of Wands. I'm hearing Scorpio, so there could be a Scorpio here. 3 of Wands and 6 of Wands reverse. They're saying that they see you very scarcely. Like they don't see you a lot anymore these days. Like they used to. I don't know why, but I'm seeing that. You're kind of like scarce. Nowhere to be found. Like doing your own thing in your own world. It's kind of like hard to find you, hard to get a reach of you, hard to get a hold of you. I don't know if you and this person have kind of like drifted apart in some way, or if you're just really busy these days, or if you're not as close as you used to be. If that isn't the case, don't worry, we'll get more messages. If it doesn't resonate, don't force the message, but that is what's coming through for majority of you. Now, this person is wondering if that is the case, if you do resonate with that. They're wondering, like, did they do anything wrong? Do you just not like them anymore? Do you just not fuck with them anymore? That's the energy that's coming through. They're wondering, like, if you just dislike them now. But they're not saying that to people. They're thinking that. So I'm seeing somebody that loves to go out, loves to party. Maybe not all the time, but once in a while. You like to drink your cocktails and dance to music, and you're kind of like the life of the party. You know how to bring the vibe. You're also that you're also someone that shines in your own way. And you catch a lot of attention naturally with the star, even without trying, whether it's your outfits, the way you look, the way you do your hair, your charisma, or even just you being well liked by others. Maybe this is catching attention on social media too for some of you. I'm picking up on someone that's a music lover, has a good music taste, is almost like free with their self expression, not shy to show all parts of themselves. You're not like kind of feeling embarrassed or cringe to do the things you want to do. You just go out there and do it. You don't hold yourself back. That's how this person's describing you. Like, let's say you want to wear something and it's a little bit bold or extravagant or extra. You're going to do it. You're not going to care about other people's opinions or what they say. This is at least their perception of you. And they admire that about you. They sometimes feel insecure and want to be more like that and feel free and not give a F. I'm hearing the word abundance. So either you're already at that place of abundance or you're making your way towards that. And they can honestly see you, gaining a lot of success. With the Six of Wands reverse, maybe you feel like you're not at that place of your peak at your career yet, but you are making your way towards that and planning towards that with the Three of Wands. Although you're free with your self-expression and not shy at all, you do still have a little bit of a guard up when it comes to the people you just met. You take your time to not necessarily talk to people because you're very interactive and possibly even described as extroverted, like a people's person, very charismatic. You can talk to strangers and anything. But there's almost this energy of not opening up too much until you kind of get out of your shell and trust the person. So there may be some kind of description of trust issues here. Like being open to people, not being closed off, but still knowing what to keep private and what to keep to yourself. Still being observant and not too trusting or not too naive. And I saw the angel number 444, so this could be as a result of self-protection. They describe you as someone that's cool, passionate about what you do, and iconic. I am seeing Maddie from Euphoria in my mind's eye, so some of you could have a look like hers or could have a vibe like hers, which is why I'm saying iconic with the star as well. You're also very respectful of others. You know not to cross certain lines or boundaries. You know how to keep a secret as well. This person trusts you. You could know how to pretend and be polite to certain people you don't like. Sometimes you are catching yourself in drama, but you don't necessarily like being in drama all the time. You have too much to work towards than to focus on that. But I'm getting this energy of someone that knows how to be polite and keep the peace with people you don't like. But after they leave, you say what you truly feel about them. And I know this could come across as fake to some people, but they're not describing it as fake. They're describing it as knowing how to keep the peace in certain situations. So they just don't perceive it as a fakeness. They more so perceive it that way. I'm hearing bestie, so maybe they describe you as a bestie of theirs, if that's applicable for some of you. There's also something about being a night owl, loving to go out at night, coming alive at night. Wanting to sleep all day. I'm seeing somebody with more of a type B personality that's almost trying to be like a type A personality, if that makes sense, which I relate. I feel like I kind of relate to that. Yeah, you're trying to stay on top of things and get your life together. So we have the Empress reverse, we have the Page of Swords, but something about you is changing, I'm hearing, where you're becoming less focused on fun, partying, and more focused on your goals, which is maybe why you're a lot busier at the moment. You're growing up in a way is what they're saying. You're maturing in a way. So the Empress reverse, Page of Swords, Two of Swords, Knight of Cups reverse. That doesn't mean you won't still have a good time, but maybe now you're just more focused on your responsibilities and what you know you need to do. And then later, when you're done that, you go out and have fun if you still have the energy for it. So, yeah, that is what I'm getting. They could describe you as someone that is physically attractive, physically like the ideal beauty standard. And if you're a man, same thing, handsome, like the ideal kind of standard, but you are also soft, humble, not like full of yourself. People sometimes maybe have the wrong idea of you and think you're full of yourself because of the way you look, but that's opposite of the case. Like you're a sweetheart, and that's the way they describe you. You do like to spill the tea and have a lot of good stories to tell, and this person loves to listen to like your stories and what you have to say. They're very interesting. You have a very interesting personality, is what they say. And they say to people, "Oh, I can't wait for you to meet them." So there's something about them wanting to introduce you to other people and being so excited about it. They say that you know how to be vulnerable, and sometimes you do have insecurities, which they don't understand why you do because, like, you're perfect in their eyes. And there's something about them being curious about like what's going on behind the scenes, what you're like doing or planning right now. Maybe they haven't seen you in a while or spoken to you in a while, that they kind of like want to know what's going on. Maybe sometimes they get curious and kind of like stalk you on social media a little bit to see what's going on, but I don't feel like it's so extreme. I think it's more so this person missing you, missing your presence sometimes. They're saying that you're, planning out your life right now. And again, trying to get your ish together. That you're always like trying to make good decisions for your future so that you can be at the place you want to be and not struggle later on. There's just something about planning for your future, planning for retirement, planning for paying off all your debts, whatever it is. There's just something about like thinking about your future 10 years in advance, 5 years in advance, 15 years in advance, and planning towards that. There's something about them calling you talented and saying how much they admire and appreciate you. But there's something about them also saying that you stay on top of things in terms of maintaining a certain weight, is what I hear. Like you make sure you burn your calories, is what I just heard. Nine of Cups reverse, King of Pentacles, Knight of Swords. Yeah, as long as you're being healthy, there's nothing wrong with that. But yeah, I feel like this person is saying that even sometimes when things don't go your way, you still continue going. You don't like get discouraged by things not going your way. You just see it as like a plot twist, and yeah, that's what they're saying. So let's now take a look at our next question. So what are they actually saying about pile 3? So I heard someone like asking this person about a rumor they heard of you, and then being like, I don't think that's true, because I think if that was true, I think pile 3 would have told me, because pile 3 like tells me a lot of things that's going on in their life, like whenever we do see each other. I don't think that's true. Like I hear them saying, I don't think that's true, bruh. Like, where did you get that information from? Okay, so we have the sun. I keep hearing them say you're cool in some way. They think you're cool. 3 of Wands, 9 of Cups reverse, and the 5 of Pentacles reverse. You know what it is? I feel like this person is like confused right now. I feel like you're reaching a new stage or era of your life where things are changing, where your attitude towards life is changing, where maybe you're more busy seeing people less. And as I say that, I'm getting goosebumps, and things are changing. I feel like this person's finding it confusing, hard to understand, but they are learning to trust and not think anything negative, because I get that they feel like they know you love them and they know you care about them. I keep getting goosebumps as I say these things. So maybe they're saying that, like, I know Pal 3 is busy right now. I know they're probably like focused on other things right now. It's a little bit like of an adjustment changing because maybe we always used to go out together or we always used to do this. But now they're focusing on their future. We're becoming, grown-ups right now. We're maturing, we're focusing on ourselves. Life gets busy. So it's an adjustment for them. That's what they're saying. But I do feel like there's some kind of sadness attached to that. Um, which is interesting because as I'm saying these things, I'm not sad, but tears are starting to flow out of my one eye. So I feel like since tears aren't flowing out of both eyes, this person almost tries to hold back certain feelings, but maybe starts crying because of the fact that they feel like you're not as close as you used to be, or they're scared of like you two drifting apart because of life getting so busy, especially if you have children now. Like, I see somebody maybe like having a newborn baby or something, or like starting a family or looking at getting married or something like that. Like, life is progressing in a way where it's not so focused on just like friends, fun. It's more focused on like adulting, responsibilities, etc. That things are just changing, that it feels different. And they miss you. That's what they're saying. But again, they're trying to like hide their feelings, but somehow like a tear comes out, somebody comforts them, and then they're like, I didn't want to cry about this. Like, I'm not gonna cry about this. There's nothing to cry about. I feel like they're almost trying to stay strong in the moment. So this person's saying they're happy for you, they're happy with where you're going right now, but they can't help but feel like maybe they had like certain expectations that things would always be the same. And it is a little bit disappointing. They say they're not gonna lie, it is a bit disappointing, but I'm happy for them. I'm happy for like the way things are going for them. Even when things don't go their way, like they still make it work. They're still, happy. They're still having gratitude for where they're at. And I'm grateful for their friendship, for our friendship, because I keep picking up on like a friendship energy for most of you. But I'm grateful for our connection if it's not a friendship. I'm grateful for us. Like, we have so many happy memories together. They perhaps talk about the happy memories, the things that you did that made them smile or laugh, how you just like bring so much light into their life. So the Ace of Swords reverse was what we spoke about now with the confusion. I'm also seeing them say, I look up to pile number 3 because, again, like when things don't go their way, or when they experience a loss or something doesn't quite like go the way they expected, they still keep a positive mindset. They still keep trying. And I love that about them. Like, I'm trying to learn to be more like that myself. That's what they're saying. So we have the Page of Wands and the Chariot reverse. I'm hearing this person say, I feel like I had unrealistic expectations, and now I'm starting to see things in a more realistic point of view. But I'm so happy for pile number 3. I just see the best in them. I just want the best for them. I just want them to be happy. And I see that they are, which I'm happy for that. I keep seeing that type of energy when they speak about you. They may speak about like some kind of drama, spilling the tea, like let's say, for example, I see them like speaking about an ex of yours and how an ex of yours has become ugly and then laughing about it with a friend. Like, there's some kind of energy of spilling the tea, not on you, but like on other people that you maybe don't really like, if that makes sense. Yeah, I just keep getting that things are changing for you for the better, and they're gonna try to not like control any outcome. They're kind of like sometimes doubting in the connection, feeling lonely without you, but yeah, that's basically what I'm getting. Is there anything else, Vert, about what they're saying? What they're saying when they talk about pile 3? Queen of Pentacles, Seven of Swords, and the Two of Cups reverse. They're saying that your career may be taking away from your relationships, or your responsibilities may be taking away from your social life. And They're saying that they hope it doesn't like cause fights in your marriage, in your romantic connection, in your friendships. Like, of course, they're not going to fight with you because they understand, but they're hoping it doesn't cause fights with people because the Five of Wands is at the back of the deck. That's what's coming through. They may talk about like toxic exes of yours, and laugh about them and almost like talk about them with anger or like, yeah, Two of Cups reverse can be like exes. So let's move on to the next question now, because that's all I see. I kind of just see a repeat of the same messages, and I don't want to like make this reading unnecessarily long. So why are they speaking about pile 3 this way? Why are they speaking about pile 3 this way? Why are they describing pile 3 this way? What is the reason for it? Queen of Cups reverse. They feel like you guys have kind of like detached from each other a little bit, grown apart a little bit. Three of Cups. They value your friendship, death, but they feel like you guys are drifting apart in some way. The Tower, and they're scared of like it falling apart with the Tower. Straightforward, just what we spoke about before. King of Cups, not King of Pentacles, reverse, and the Three of Swords, the Queen of Swords. So this person is saying this because they feel heartbroken. They almost feel like they're starting to unravel in some way. I feel like they're at a stage of their life where they're starting to get older, maybe lose people, lose certain friendships, and they just feel like, when does it get better for me? Like, it's almost like they're going through a phase of their life where things are changing and it's making them feel a little bit uneasy. They're not really sure what to expect next, and since they're kind of like in the unknown, they don't want to like control things or try to like be too in control of like everything going on around them. They want to just like trust in the process, but it's hard to. That's why they're speaking about this way. The Emperor, the Empress reverse. Why did this card bend? Anyways, let's get one last card here. We have Two of Cups reverse. So yeah, I think they are feeling a little bit insecure about their relationships right now. Like, specifically a man in their life. If I'm talking about a woman, if I'm talking about a woman, maybe, I mean, if I'm talking about a man, maybe a woman in their life. If we're talking about someone from the LGBTQ plus community, we're talking about someone they're romantically involved with, but also just relationships in general. But I'm also seeing some kind of like insecurity about a man or woman they're involved with, right? And maybe they feel like this relationship isn't really going anywhere and they're thinking about their future. Maybe they feel like the people around them, their friends, are all like in like strong relationships or marriages or whatever, but they kind of feel like they're still figuring things out, and it's a little bit of this like uneasy feeling for them of like, am I behind? I don't think this person's envious of you. I think they're genuinely happy of you, but they almost feel behind in life compared to others around them. And I feel like the reason why they're feeling so lonely is because maybe they don't have like that type of relationship they're looking for romantically. I feel like they would feel less lonely if they had like more, how do I explain this? Imagine like imagine like this person's in a relationship and their partner doesn't pay much attention to them. And so they have to find that emotional fulfillment in their friendships, for example. And because their partner doesn't pay much attention to them, it's like they put all their attention and focus on their friendships. Whereas maybe if their partner paid more attention to them, they could have like an equal balance from their partner and their friendships and not put all of that expectation on one. Does that make sense? Let's say we're putting all our focus in our relationships and not on our friendships. It can be like the opposite energy. Whatever it is, I'm seeing that kind of energy of like, we're putting all our focus on one person, expecting this one person to fill us up completely, but we should kind of like create multiple different relationships to get that fulfillment everywhere. And I think this person's kind of like at that stage where they're unsure of where they're going. Okay, let's get your zodiac signs now. So I'm intending to pull for them, but if I pull yours, that's just extra confirmation for you. So give me some zodiacs, please, Spirit. I'm hearing that song, New York. I'm hearing something about the home. Someone moved to a new home, or someone is like decorating their home in some way, or someone's home is very homey. I'm getting Libra energy here. We have Cancer. I keep seeing the angel number 555 for you guys. We have Gemini, which comes up in a lot in my readings for some reason. Taurus. We have the 4th house, which relates to Cancer energy, the home, family. So they could be speaking about your home, your family. We have 2nd house with money, values, physical possessions, linked to Taurus. So there's almost this energy of them saying that you're focusing on your money right now, focusing on family. And we have Neptune with dreams, illusions, fantasy. So that's linked to Pisces. They're talking about how you're just like following your dreams right now. They're maybe talking about their emotions with Moon here, linked to Cancer as well. We have the 5th house with fun, childlike joy, self-expression. So that's how they describe you. And we have the 12th house, which is their concern of things ending, linked to Pisces. Oh, how did this get here? Join my membership. So let's get your initials now. They're saying that you're in a very fortunate place right now. Like, things seem to be going in the right direction for you. I'm also hearing misandry, so there is something about that showing up. T-O-S-A-N-D-R-Y. H, well, let me put it here, H-R, someone could work in HR. We have L-B-O-D, bod reminds me of body, so maybe they're talking about how good your body looks. F-G-A-U-I and W. So I do hope you resonated with this reading. Let me know how you resonated with this down in the comments below. I'm just interested to hear your perspective on this. Yeah, please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I can't wait to see you next time.